So it doesn't matter if you're working on your cowboy chords or advanced chords. Chord changing can be really slow, boring and frustrating. But I have a 3-step guide that has made it more fun and it has allowed me to change quicker between chord changes that I'm struggling with. So for step 1, let's imagine a chord is a speaker. We have a woofer, a mid driver and a tweeter. Imagine the chord that you're supposed to play has to have all 6 strings to ring through. But when you play it has got some muffled notes on the bottom end. This is like we're listening to a speaker with a damaged woofer. It's just not going to sound the best. So I like to use what I call the POST method to combat this. POST is an acronym: perfect round, oral, strum, take fingers off. Perfect round is where we put the chord on that we're struggling with, play each individual string. If you get a dud note, you have to stop and correct and go back to the beginning. Then continue until every note rings through. Once there, you would say the name of the chord. So in this case, C minor 11. S is strum. T is take fingers off. As a general guide, I'll recommend doing that about 3 times per chord per day. Or you can set a time limit if time is against you, maybe doing each one for a minute and seeing how many perfect rounds you can get in that time. Let's take a really simple chord progression: E minor, G, D and A. Now, a lot of people play E minor with their 2nd and 3rd fingers, but I'd recommend using your 1 and 2 for this reason. When you're going between E minor to G, our 1st finger can actually stay on the same fret and same string. Whereas with the 2 and 3, you can't do that. When we go to D, we can keep the 3rd finger on. And then for A, we have to change everything. So now you know your chords inside out, they sound great, and now you know some little cheat codes to go from one chord to the next. Next is looking at how we can speed up the process when it comes to chord changing. If I take a chord progression that I've been working on with a student: E flat major to C sus4, and we're going all the way up here to A flat major 7, and then A flat minor 6, and then back to E flat major. So the idea of this exercise, we just hit the chord on the first beat and then we can change straight away and get ready for the beat 1 of the next bar. We don't have to hold the chord down for the 4 beats before moving. So basically without the metronome, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And there's 3 parts to this, so it does get harder and harder, so stick with me on this. So let's go for 70 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I like to play a game. Play that 3 times in a row without making any mistakes. If I make a mistake, I go back and then start it all again. The idea is we're aiming for consistency here. So stick with that until you can get that down. Then from there, I like to whack up 10 BPM increments. So I go up to 80. Then I would do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Then up to 90. And you get the idea. So I could keep pushing that up. I mean, for me, that I'm not really sort of pushing myself. So we're gonna move on to the next stage or the next part of this, which is I'm gonna play on beat 1 and then on to beat 3. Again, I would go to 70. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Then I would push it up to 80, then 90. Let's just try it at 90. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Did that 3 times in a row without making mistakes, so I feel quite comfortable with that. From there, I might push up to 100, 110, etc. So the final stage, let's bring it back down to 70. Now this time, we're going to be doing 1 strum per click. Now this is going to get much harder, so let's have a look at see how I get on with this. 2, 3, 4. 1. So I'm a little bit scrappy. I'm not too happy with these 2 chords here. So what I might do is I might just set it at 70 again and then just practice just going over these at that speed. And For some reason my fingers aren't doing that at all today. So let's go down, let's set it at 50. And then I'd go through the whole thing again. So I hope that will make your practice chord changing much more fun. And in the meantime, click on this next video where I go through 5 beginner mistakes that ruins your progress. Go and click on that now to find out if you're making these mistakes.